same things you've heard people say on Instagram or the podcast without doing any type of research.
But Big John, there's a lot, and it goes beyond the WNBA.
It does, but like
There's a
you
lot.
can't put a statement out there that she's driving attendance when she's not even playing.
I agree.
Last year,
She wasn't driving some of this when she was playing, because if she was, then the Valkyrie wouldn't be the number one attended team.
last year you could have said that statement because they moved arenas when she came to town. And that was the first time that happened. Last year that was a true statement. This year that is not a factual statement at all.
No, not at all.
The team is good. They're winning without her.
Yep.
It's Golden State, Indiana, and the Aces best attendance records, I believe.
And so this is another thing when people don't really know.
Yo, shout out to everybody's on here right now.
Shadur
We're
Sanders,
just cooling right now.
Fourth string quarterback, right?
Yeah.
People think he's going to get cut.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's watch how this plays out.
I just watch how it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like.
Comment, y'all see anything y'all want to talk about?
Like
I said, we just cooling right now.
Like that, and say out, but I've never watched a game.
Big John, you gotta realize, bro, these are the times we're in. People are talking.
No,
I haven't watched a game since the All-Star.
What up, Cardiac?
Last game I watched just because there's so much other stuff to watch right now.
Okay.
But like I keep up with what's going on. Like, I'm watching the highlights. I'm kind of getting clips of quarters.
I done improved the Twitch right now.
But you are aware.
So just testing out some stuff right now on
place and time
on the Twitch.
Where we just talk on any subject. There's someone who's never been in a locker room or a huddle that will tell you about being in a locker room or a huddle, or about hitting a game-winning shot.
Hey, you coming to Huntsville this weekend?
Or about sinking a 25-foot putt. Who's never sank a 25-foot putt? People will talk to you about that.
Oh, those people need to be quiet.
It'd be a lot of people. It'd be a lot of people on networks. Big John, come on now. There'd be a lot of people on networks. There'd be a lot of people in this space that would just be quiet.
Ooh, two tables. Okay.
A lot of sports, especially sports media.
Ooh, inventory's high. I gotta come over there.
Play the game. To know that
you gonna have some sports.
Appreciate the game. To follow and cover the game. That's not a requirement. It helps, but we've also had former players say the dumbest thing.
Like who? Give me a player. Who?
Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah, but give me a player that really played. Give me a player that really played that said something dumb.
I just told you Kendrick Perkins.
Kendrick Perkins didn't really play. You watch his career?
Yeah, I watched his career.
He didn't play.
He played 10 years.
He didn't play. He was a 6'10" guy who came out of high school who was there. He had the best seat in the house.
Had the best seat in the house.
You know his numbers per year in his career?
Oh,
he didn't contribute to anything. He didn't really contribute to anything. Especially when he wasn't in Boston.
Yeah. But you can't say a person like Ernie Johnson has no right to say about sports. He hasn't he didn't play sports in college.
Ooh, no, I've been there.
You have to have a touch
I've been there with
point.
six
your
kids,
touch
man.
point as a player
is not fun.
And active. What is Ernie Johnson's touch point?
Covering the game.
His father.
Okay.
So his father is a very successful commentator and around a lot of games. Ernie Johnson grew up watching and all up in games.
But that's the thing. You can still watch games, study, and learn and have an opinion. You cannot not watch something and think you have a valid opinion.
And you can't just be a dude who was sitting on the bench and now like Dan or come on, man. I remember when he played.
Yeah.
Come on. You can't tell me about who's a good quarterback or not when all the players
Dan's a good commentator. No, Dan's a good commentator.
You listen to Dan Orlovsky on his assessment of
he does a good job.
Pro Bowl quarterback.
He does a good job.
Yeah, I can't listen to his assessment.
I can't listen to the shit he's saying, man. Absolutely not. I've seen him play. Did you see him take the snap and run out of the end zone.
Yes, I've seen the mistake. Yes, I've seen.
Okay, I can't listen to nothing he's talking about.
Oh, so it's just going to be you this weekend up there?
Disagree.
Okay. Tell me one take he had where you were like, he proved a great point there that I have not heard before.
I'm not going to do that. I can't remember.
Because it doesn't exist, Big John. We have a lot of people now that are
good.
just talking and in sync
but
that don't know what they're talking about.
But just like I said, I can agree on some of his takes.
Dan's good
I can
though.
Agree on some of Jay Williams' takes. I disagree with Jay Williams a lot.
Well, I wonder why, Big John. Why do you think so? So do I. Why do you think so? I want to hear you say that.
I disagree because his takes come from a place of bitterness of not being as big of a star as he thought he should.
Because he never did that. He never did that.
Okay.
He doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to that. This is why when you have good, great all-star players and legends, you don't hear from them.
But I disagree with Shaq sometimes.
Because Shaq says things out of emotion.
Yeah.
He's an emotional person.
Yeah.
But when he talks logical, you can tell he knows basketball.
Yeah. But I can tell Olowski knows football.
Yeah, well, Dan's good.
Basketball. I just disagree with some things they say, especially because I can tell with Jay Williams, his LeBron. So if we go particularly his thoughts on LeBron versus Jordan, because he has personal relationships with LeBron.
Let me ask you this question: why do you think people don't watch ESPN?
People watch ESPN.
Why is it boring, Big John?
Because it's bullcrap.
Why is it bullcrap, Big John?
No,
because
people watch ESPN.
Now that the NFL has 10% ownership, you see that the Colin Kaepernick piece that is coming out is no longer coming out, right?
Yeah, I don't think that was coming out anyway. NFL 10% pushes it off the cliff, but it wasn't coming out anyway on ESPN. ESPN is not being watched right now because most people walking around know that's trash conversation.
It's fake media. It's not.
This is what I'm saying. But you have a lot of athletes that are on these shows. Athletes that are on these shows. No one who is really done on these shows.
I will say this like I said last year when the woman came at Stephen A. saying that he could have did more for WNBA.
Oh, McKnight.
Not because they still are not talking about WNBA when there's nothing else to talk about.
Why do you think that is? I'm glad we're having this conversation. Why do you think ESPN is not talking about WNBA?
Because they don't think we get ready. But if we talk about it, people will get ready. And if you have the people that Monica McNuts of the world talk about it, like people get mad when Mina Kimes talks football, and I swear she knows.
She knows more than the people that's talking. She knows more than Dan Orlovsky.
She knows more than NFL GM.
Yes.
And
but why do people get mad when she talks?
Because she's a female.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be biased against someone that actually has knowledge of. Now, see, this is what I love. When someone like that talks, I'm listening.
But this is what I mean when you don't have to actually have played to be able to talk about it if you study and watch and learn.
But the study, the watch and learn, Big John, doesn't happen. People are not studying anything. People didn't even study their subjects in school. They're not studying anything. People today don't care about history. You walk up to the average person and you ask them about Barry Sanders, who just played. They don't even know anything about him. But they'll tell you about some guy that Najee Harris.
Who's Najee Harris?
But most people that are on TV are athletes that didn't do, but talk like they know what they're talking about. But the athletes that really know what they're talking about wouldn't even come on these shows, and they wouldn't do it.
I appreciate a Patrick Beverly, a Jeff T, talking about the game and talking when they play.
Exactly. Listen to Patrick Beverly talk about the game.
When he talks about Kawhi, he'll say Kawhi is good because of this, that, third. He's quite good. We never say that he's not. He was great, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Same thing. Jeff Teague is a hilarious storyteller. But he's never the one in any story he tells. Now, if he thinks he's better than you, he's gonna say, I was better than you." But he's never gonna put himself in the 1A position in the story he's telling.
And when T gets his ass busted by somebody,
he
accepts. Yeah, I'm not better than that guy.
Yeah.
He accepts that.
The
only time I saw somebody else accept is when Jennings was on Gilbert Arenas and Lou Williams came on.
Yeah.
He knows he's not better than Lou Williams.
Yeah.
And he humbled himself. He sat there, got quiet, humbled himself. The quietest show I probably have ever seen Jennings on. But there are other athletes that will keep talking when they know.
But again, when Lou Will talks about sport, right? Or Chandler Parsons, X's and O's, never I was this great. Right? Always humble, understanding what they roles they had.
Chandler Parsons?
And notice none of these people you're naming are on ESPN.
Right. But I mean,
that's not the show they run.
ESPN is down. Fox Sports is down. It's just.
Well, you know why Fox Sports is down. It's not down. But Fox Sports was doing better than any other network at one point. We know why they're down.
Because of Shannon Sharp.
These networks need an identity.
Well, that's what NBC is trying to get. That's why you went out and got Mike Jordan. Because you're actually going to have somebody that knows what they're talking about and who has done. This is why TNT is so successful. Because you have three guys who have won championships. Kenny strongly contributed. Shaq and Charles, you got two guys who won championships. And Charles was an MVP and had a team on his back. So when he talks, it carries weight. It's not Dan Orlovsky talking.
But Dan is good, though. Dan's good.
These networks have to realize people are not silly, man. The average person walking around or the above average person walking around, they're not silly. This is why people are turning away from these networks and turning to shows like this and other shows on YouTube because people are really talking. And there's no agenda. There's no hidden. There's none of that.
I know what I know, and I know what I know what I don't know. When I don't know.
But see, you and I are humble enough to say that. We don't get on something and then start talking about. And I've never known us to say this because someone else said it. No. JJ McCarthy is going to be the bomb because this person said it.
But I even with the Wisconsin I consume, and like my opinion was on what I watch, right? And I probably watched the equivalent of 2 baseball games with the little amount of baseball I've catched so far this year. But in a month when these playoffs start, I'm watching the full games.
Yeah,
and I keep up with stats, but this is my problem with ESPN. In the summertime, you would put on bowling, cricket. No shame to cricket. That's the number one sport in the world. Cricket. But you'll put on cornhole, but you won't take 3 minutes to have an intelligent conversation about baseball or WNBA.
Yeah.
Right. You'll put on these tennis tournaments in the middle of the day, golf tournaments, but you won't take 3 minutes to have an intelligent conversation about these two sports.
And I hate to say this, but these networks feel like you don't see any shows breaking down in WNBA really. No. But they feel like that when they start talking about that, they just lost all viewership. So we're not going to do that. And then we're going to talk about Caitlin Clark because we feel like she is that's a marketing piece.
But there's like 3 accounts on Instagram that I can't remember right now that I follow, and all they do is break down film. Basketball, I think basketball, football, all they do is talk about just film breakdown. And it's like some of the best content, non-card content that I consume.
Yep.
It's like how did they actually draw up this play? Boom. How did the defense win on this?
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, in the Batcave, ESPN is somewhere arguing with each other.
Yeah. And with all the research and all the stuff they have, they can do something like that.
Ain't nobody gonna watch it.
It's always interesting. Dan is not good.
Dan is good.
Those who can't do, teach, not all the time. If you Lou Holtz, yeah. And Lou Holtz was exceptional. Exceptional.
Lou Holtz.
Talk is cheap needs to be a thing again. See, it's not though. It's not. Ooh. Jim Kelly, we talked about this. Talk is expensive. It costs too much when it can't be backed. I wish everybody thought that. People.
Dan is good. On
Don't you wish everybody thought that? LJ is at Monsters deserves his kudos. We'll see. We will see. Speak on experience. We shall see. 100% of the time I lost money in a hobby, I've been buying stuff I don't watch or know anything about outside of the name. Tom, speak on it. Tom, speak on it. Ooh. That's a comment right there. Mr. Waxow, people think that their opinion should matter, even when it's totally misinformed. Nothing wrong with saying your opinion, but do better. Tom, that's why shame is so good thing, because we should feel shameful saying dummy-ish in public. I respect those who admit they don't know something more than those that think they know everything. We're learning a lot. Talking about a lot. Talking heads without real insights. I don't know. I don't watch it. Peyton Manning and Eli, pretty entertaining when they want to be. Yeah, both dudes have actually done something. And their coverage of what is it, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football?
Monday Night Football, Monday.
Is insightful because they can bring humor and break down the game. ESPN is too focused on hot topic debates, sports culture, hype, and clickbait.
Yeah, because it sells.
Hey, Big John, Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, are they on Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football?
Monday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't watch much of any TV anymore. What you got?
So I did want to say something. Quick shout out to Card Ladder, Chris of Card Ladder. I just signed back up. I seen something on my thing that didn't make sense to me. Shot a message over to him about 11 o'clock at night, and in 2 minutes had a response, explanation, what fixed what he was saying on his end, and a quick good conversation. I didn't expect that customer service.
That's Chris.
That late at night.
That's
so
Chris.
Shout out to Card Ladder.
Yeah, we should have him on.
Yeah.
I've had him on before. We should have him on. He knows sports. He talks what's happening in the hobby from a data perspective. He's a great resource. Chris.
I'm gonna be working trying to figure out how to use Carletta effectively.
You want to pull something up? Are you looking at something?
I'm not. I mean, tell me what you want to look at. We can look at something.
Chris Hoge, House of Jordan.
House of Jordan. I got some Jordans. I don't know if I want to get graded or not.
Why not? What's the condition of it?
To me, they look good, but I had some really good ones that came back 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I need to have somebody else look at them. They paper cards, so I don't know.
Who in your area reviews cards? for people.
Nope, nobody I know of. That is a service that is desperately needed in this area. But I can tell I'm not the guy. I do well on my submissions, but I'm not the guy.
Tom says we want to actually hear how Shaq, Chuck, and those guys actually will see what's going on with the game. Then the hyped up drama the next person want to push. I just heard the other day that when TNT Sports goes to ESPN, they're not going to be on every day.
Nope.
Well, I wonder what's up with that.
They cost too much.
I wonder how that broke down.
That's exactly what's happened.
Because it's not that if they didn't build it, you know. Same reason why FCC is skeptical of being a boutique brand. We didn't build it. I don't care about it.
You said which brand? What brand?
SGC.
Oh.
I don't care about it.
Yeah, it costs too much.
So yesterday I went to see April. I went to see the movie Highest to Lowest. Denzel, Spike Lee. Good movie.
I know it was good.
I don't want to give any spoilers. Good movie.
Is that in theater? I thought it was on Netflix. Is it on theaters?
I want to talk more about.
I thought it was like on Netflix or something. No,
level.
I thought it was on.
The way Spike and the way it's written, but the way he directed it to show characters and the meaning. You get a sense of why this character is in this film and what they represent. There's a lot.
I gotta see that movie.
What does the character actually represent? And when they're faced with a decision, they come to a fork in the road. Which road do they choose and why? And it may be very hard to make a decision.
Let's just do this right now.
But you fully understand why they made the decision at the end. Or why they didn't make this decision.
And who am I going to wake up right now?
Been more comfortable with. I just love that in his films, how he really brings forth the character. And it's probably someone you can relate to. The way it's written, that script was written real well to me. Someone you can relate to, from some young characters in the movie to much older people. It's just.
Got back on that college today.
That's great.
Mr. Wax hit it on right nail on the head right there with that comment.
When ESPN talks about WNBA, they want to talk about what scuffle Caitlin Clark got in. Yeah. Why don't they talk about the stars game and talents and why they work? Because they're brass. This is just my thoughts. Look at numbers. And they think that's a waste of their viewership. And no one wants to see that. That's what they're thinking. So we're going to talk about the rah-rah stuff. We're going to get on and yell about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And we're going to talk about the scuffles that people got in and how Cunningham is the enforcer protecting Clark. And we're going to talk about the Wall Street Journal article. This is the stuff we're going to talk about. But we're not going to get down into the nuts and bolts and the crux and what a tire hits the road, and we're not going to do that. And this is what people want elsewhere. This is what people are looking for on other outlets.
I don't even think people.
This is the card you're talking about?
What's up? Denzel has a few YMCA cards, doesn't he? No, he has this one. I thought he had another one.
Yeah, because people just, I don't know, they just don't want to. They just don't like females. That's all it is.
A copy of 1994-95 NBA Hoops, 297 Denzel Washington. He said he has a copy. Cool card. We know that Denzel came through YMCA as a child. Learned a lot of principles there. Got involved in a lot of activities. It was an outlet for him to do sports and other things in his community. Yeah, white space will look good with an auto.
Yeah, that's a nice looking card. I didn't know Denzel had cards.
I feel like he has something else as well.
Yes, y'all got cards.
Search.
This Birmingham Stallion stuff is getting on my nerves.
Yeah, custom car.
Come on.
Look it up now.
It's an interesting auto.
That's custom.
His son played for the Rams. I think his son has a few cards too.
His son has a few cards. He has a lot of pop. Century.
What are you looking at? Denzel? Yeah.
Yeah, say $10, $40.
Let me know if y'all can see that. I can just zoom in on it.
What's the cert number on that card? I'm always interested. What's that gem?
Yeah, you see it?
Yeah. 985.
Look at that pot report. Look at that pot report.
Pop 11, bro.
Pop 11. You know, that might be worth a $40 pickup.
Yeah, not a lot submitted.
Huh?
Not a lot submitted, though.
No.
Good knowledge. Good knowledge.
That's a nice little $40 hold. Couple years.
He said, I need that. Waste a lot of time being a dumb fatherless boy. So I can appreciate people who do good work like that. Yes. Yes. There's this one on ComC, 1991 Canada Games, face-to-face, the famous celebrity guessing game cards, number 12, Denzel Washington.
Oh.
Yep. Great movie to me. I would love to hear when we're on week after week, if you have seen, come in on the high level. I don't want to do any I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but I plan to see it again. It's only in certain theaters, so I had to travel last night, an hour, people, to go see this movie. So.
I know you're going to see the new movie Kim when that comes out.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Marlon Wayans does not get the credit how good of an actor he is.
He doesn't. That entire family is so.
What if it's in the theater this year?
They can write, direct.
Let's just see.
Yeah, he doesn't get because
I thought the whole time it was like on Netflix or something. I guess not.
To
Amazon or something.
It pissed me off that he wasn't in the second G.I. Joe movie. That ruined the whole movie for me.
I agree. Yeah, Tom, please check it out. I'd love to hear what you think. I plan to try to see it again, and it's also going to be on Apple TV Plus starting in September.
So Apple TV. Okay, so Apple TV.
In a certain amount of theaters.
What's this? How you look it up? That's crazy.
That's it on.
Right, we ain't got the theaters here. Jeez.
What's up with PSA?
Here we go.
PSA and his repacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give me your take on it. Give the people your take on PSA. So if you've been under a rock, PSA has a repack, as Jeff Wilson announced. I think it's going to be sold through GameStop. But they're currently buying cards over comps.
Mm-hmm.
And for the purpose of putting in these repacks. And a lot of people have a problem with this. One, they're also buying other comp-graded cards and devaluing those grades quite a lot for the same repack. Now, I would say this.
Yep.
I just picked my cards up from GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
And when they look on the PSA app, PSA offered probably $5 to $8 more than what GameStop was offering on their website to buy them back.
Okay.
So my Drake Green Wave regularly sells between 35 and 50.
The PSA been doing that though. I've been seeing that.
37 7 for it.
I've been seeing that a lot.
31.
Scan all the cards
Jaden
for
Daniels,
PSA.
PSA 9, Green Emergent, sells for about 20, 25. GameStop offered me 17. PSA offered me 20.
Mm-hmm.
Just for everybody's kind of reference points.
That's crazy.
My personal thought, I'm sorry, I'll take over, is that this is price manipulation to a point. Because you're buying things for over what they're being regularly sold for, and going to put it in a mystery pack for more money than what it's worth.
Yep.
And I akin this to BlackRock buying homes during COVID. When they were the only people that can afford homes, they were overpaying for these homes just to sit and hold and resell and rent them out highly.
Yep.
When COVID was over. That's what I thought for. That's why I don't think it's I think they can do what they want, and I'm not going to go with a credit card's better so they can get more money out of it. This, that, the third. I just think from a base standpoint, you are manipulating a market, especially on some of the stuff that is regularly sold on eBay and other auction houses on day every other day.
Taking the power away from eBay.
So what I can say is that when I'm standing at a show, I see people paying over comps for repacks.
Yep.
And I don't see what PSA is doing is any different.
It ain't different.
I see people come through and wipe a whole table out. I've been standing right there. Over comp. So one could argue that repacker is negatively affecting the market. And this happens
often.
I sit here and watch content where people are paying $95 and up on repacks. I can say myself,
all the time.
if I really want a card, I'm not concerned myself with the comp.
Nope.
I am not. Is that
okay? That's fair.
Let me say this. I know people that I bought cards from, comp never came up.
No, I bought cards without looking at it and saying, I think that's a fair price, and I'll buy it without worrying about comps, right?
Sure.
But I think the problem is when you're a company as big as PSA, and now you're doing it, it's just leaves a negative taste in people's mouth. But it's not going to leave a negative taste to the point where you're going to go to CGC or go to Beckett to grade your cards for it, right?
But you're not,
it's something for us to talk about in the hobby, complain about, but ultimately,
you're not gonna go nowhere else though. That's the thing.
This is exactly what PSA knows, because the same people that are complaining help make them who they are.
Yep.
And let's go back in time. So we know that PSA at one point didn't have an upcharge.
Yep.
So then people sent their cards to them, and back in the early 2000s, Beckett's were worth more than PSAs. That's why if you look back on most older Jordans, most older Kobe's, they're in a Beckett
slab
because it was more value.
I still love Beckett. It's still my favorite.
Wrote it, and right around COVID,
still my favorite.
PSA value took off. So then I'm pretty sure smart people at PSA said, well, now we have grown our brand and the equity in our brand, and people look at our brand and it's like a premium brand, luxury brand. So let's charge these people and get a cut of their pie. So now you can't just submit a card that's worth 20 grand raw and get a PSA 8, 9, 10 and get a multiplier on that card. You got to crack off PSA with some of those wins you got. And the more people still want to do that, it makes the brand more and more a luxury brand.
Yep.
So, like Big John just said, we can do all of this. We can do repacks. We can do everything. Also, who made repacks popular? Wasn't PSA?
No. whatnot.
So PSA has said this is an untapped market. We're still trying to grow our sales. We bought SGC. We want to continue to grow. And all these companies are going to get involved in every aspect of the hobby. So let's go over here and start getting involved in repacks. And then they probably send people out to shows, just like I've seen.
Yep.
And people are standing at tables, dropping dollars, and getting on whatnot and selling cards. So let us get into the repack game, drop dollars, and make sure we have cards. And now we have a demand. Well, we know we got so many cards to put in these repacks, and let's go sell them.
I mean,
They're not doing anything to me. To me, in my humble opinion, PSA is not doing anything that I haven't personally.
They just got a name to themselves. That's really about it. They just got a name to themselves.
And these repackers are doing this on large scale. You go into a show, repacks are dominating. When I go to the Burbank show this weekend, repacks are going to be huge in that show. And that's going to have nothing to do with PSA. And they're going to be buying stuff over time. So why can't, if I'm running a company,
we're live.
FG Collectibles. Why can't I get a crack at that?
Hey, repacks aren't for me. Well, I'll say this. I will give 222 cards credit. I watched their shows on whatnot when they were on whatnot, and they had a list of what was in, and what was in on their table. What people bought, that was actually in the packs that they were selling to people. You knew what cards you were getting. When you had newer cards, you had a chance at, and you could look at those values of those cards on if you wanted to. So I will give 222 cards that credit because I never more expensive for my taste, but I spent nights watching and just being in that whatnot room.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't want it. Sometimes they don't want to do that.
And there are going to be other players that's going to get involved in things that are growing the hobby in some segment of the hobby. That's how any business works. This is why you have soda companies who have went out and purchased energy drinks. This is why you have these holistic companies have gone out and bought these mom and pop. You go to Whole Foods, there's a bunch of stuff getting acquired. Ingredients is changing.
Oh yeah, fast food restaurants are actively trying to find ingredients to combat what's the shot called? People get now.
Ozempic?
Ozempic, yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna get around. We're going to get around. It's like the virus for the computer. Whatever you want to set up, we're going to get around it.
There are so many repackers on whatnot. It is ridiculous.
Oh, Fanatic. Collect.
Looked up and just seen rooms where you have
Fanatic Collect. eBay is just
UFC repack. Baseball, different company branded.
I mean, that's really the whole thing.
Entertainment now. There's only a few people that I buy from.
I don't do it.
PSA is paying 15 to 20 per card to grade. It's getting crazy. Yeah, to me. But again, no one has to grade with PSA.
Yep.
We choose to.
It's the whole thing. Because it sales.
No.
Because it sales.
And so if you get on whatnot, and most of whatnot is repackers, is that unethical?
Nope.
Depends on how they run their repacks.
No, I'm just saying the whole premise just of repack. It's not unethical. It's part of business. I talked up to Big John the other day. To me, everyone walking around. I challenge everyone walking around. Just take one law class, basic law class. And a lot of this stuff you hear, I hear stuff all the time. I'm like, so what are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't get what we're talking about.
I didn't say that's wrong with it. I just said I can understand why the general public don't like monopolies.
I
But
don't think
everybody,
I personally don't think the general public knows what a
what a
monopoly
monopoly
is
is.
because
That's
most of us go spend our money with a monopoly.
and that you
Mm-hmm.
with so and that's for my next comment, right? If you ever if you go out and you buy Right Guard deodorant, Crest toothpaste,
Mm-hmm.
um, give me something else, Dawn dish detergent,
Mm-hmm.
you think those are three different companies, correct?
Yeah,
They're all owned by Procter and Gamble.
yeah. Go down the cereal aisle.
They're all owned.
There's like 3, 4 main players running that whole aisle.
General Mills, who's also part of Procter and Gamble, who
Yes.
also think it's funding from BlackRock and the three major investing firms. Like you think,
If you get on the stream of purchase any music, who owns your record labels and your who owns Capitol Records? Who owns RCA Records?
is that Def Jam as well?
Yeah, but who
So
owns all this? It's your money.
Universal.
Mm-hmm.
Universal.
I don't hear anybody running around saying, it's unethical. That what are we talking about right now?
Everybody's saying that.
None of us are out. Well, let me say none, but very large percentage of people are not growing their own produce. If you ask me, I think people are upset that PSA came and dipped their little cold fingers into the money pot that folks were grading at a flat rate in 4, 5, 6, 7x. So they're mad because someone came and it's like Monopoly. Let me get that. I'll
Yeah,
take it.
same reason why people are mad that Fanatics took away distributors and they're getting more of the.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And people are also mad. These shop owners are mad that they gotta pay to play. So you better have your marketing right. When we have these rip nights, you better be out there busting ass on these rip nights. You
Mm-hmm.
better have a social media presence. You better put on a t-shirt. If you have an athlete at your store, those players already know the game. They know what they're doing. If you want these small LCSs that look the same as 1997 inside,
Nope.
Dance for me.
you got some work to do.
You got to dance for
Yes. And if you don't want to do that, and you still want the same product brought to you at the same discounted rate, so you know what your margin is, sorry. If you're doing nothing really besides selling the cars to help grow this segment, sorry.
Mm-mm. You gotta do more.
And those people are also upset because
You gotta
somebody
do
is
more.
now they get their hands in your business model. They're
them.
all in here. You need to move this and do that, move that over there, push this back. Why is that wall there? People are coming, walking stores, taking notes on FD collectibles. And people don't like that.
Part of me thinks that's a little bit too far, but part of me also working
I
in
don't
retail.
think so. I don't think so.
Part
You know why I don't think so?
oh,
Because I worked for a company that had distributors, and that company, over time, when that company got acquired, that company did the same thing.
no,
They were
this is what
all
I'm saying.
in your business. And if you're
Harsh.
not doing anything, then we're gonna start cutting ties. We're gonna give you a grace period. Then we're gonna start cutting ties.
That's like partial, but as working in retail, I understand
Mm-hmm.
the value of retail space.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, they're like, "Oh, can I get the promo?" No, it's paid to be there. What do you mean? The company that makes it pays me to keep it right there where it's at.
Well, that's the whole
Check
thing
every
is.
month
It's
when it's
like
there.
at
Mm-hmm.
first I
Not get
wasn't.
sold.
I wasn't. It wasn't. Mm-mm.
I mean,
I hope
I've talked to some small shop owners who on occasion, and not Scott, but I talked to some and they don't necessarily mind what's going on the game to play because they understand the rules. I think Topps has done a good job of giving everybody the rules of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You control, you control what you get. So if you understand how to play it, you can play it well. Great. Now, do certain people get a better share? Yeah. It's like anything, it's gonna have a bell curve. If
Yep.
I if my scorecard is 98%, I don't expect to get the same amount of product as somebody that's at 70%,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
if I find out I am, then why am I working so hard to get a 98%? There's no advantages to this.
Yeah. And then don't you want? I mean, I'm as the parent company, you're motivated on those who get a percentage or get a deeper discount are doing a lot of work to get that and
And they're
are
selling,
helping to grow this.
and they're
So when we
selling
talk
a lot
about
of
10x,
product.
when we talk about 10x the hobby, 12x, 8x, whatever it may fall, people have to help to grow this. So I see PSA. Uh, well, why doesn't no one have a problem with Arena doing repacks?
I have a problem with Arena doing repacks.
I
Well,
haven't heard.
start.
I haven't heard a lot of people talking about that. Why is that?
More news. You see now they're selling their repacks on eBay. 450 a week. I think it's on Thursday. Go live on eBay to buy. You see that product. I so my problem with Arena Club repack is that their algorithm is not as random as they make you believe it is. For everything I've heard, people digging into the algorithm, it is
Hmm.
not as random as you would think it is. It's no coincidence why certain hobby people go on shows or do these ads, and they're always pulling a top card.
Now I know people that couldn't fathom that any of that is set up that way, orchestrated. I don't know.
But again, you know, it's a great model to take advantage of people who gamble.
Well, as we say, if people were logical, there wouldn't be a Las Vegas.
No,
It wouldn't exist.
so this is what would make me feel better, or I would like to see from both Fanatics and at PSA as industry leaders, is to have some sort of collective collecting addiction, either hotline or even at something like a national, some sort of symposium,
I get it.
right? Just do a little something of goodwill where somebody can go and possibly take some people out of it. They don't have to like, oh, I'm not saying the idiots who spend their life savings on repacks, they need to refund them or yada yada yada, put them in counseling. But it would be good to like, hey, we're gonna be doing repacks. I think if you want to learn more about the good and the bad of repacks, we're gonna have symposium about you know what we don't want to see or what are some pitfalls people can fall into.
Hmm.
Like
I can see that.
I think if you are a breaker and somebody comes and spends, let's say, 5,000 with you in a month,
Yeah.
right? I think it's just good etiquette for you to try to know this person a little bit. Like from a standpoint of, hey, if they can afford it, we can just, if I hit the cards you like, I'll send them to you first. or if they know they can't afford it, you may want to warn them. Hey, I don't think you should be in this break tonight. You know, if you want to be in this break tonight, I'll give you a cheap spot for free or whatever, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Just the human of looking out for somebody. And again, your number could be high or lower depending on what you think. But how many people can come into a break room daily and spend $100 a day, spend $100 a day on breaks in your room alone? Not letting know if they can hit FD collects, then Big John collects, then Tom collects, then Jordan collects, and we spend all this money in all these rooms in one day.
Read this comment. I look for vintage basketball and football at the car shows. Vendors want an 80 to 90% comp. No room to move cash on themselves.
I see that.
I know I do.
I mean, so and here's my thought process, right? If I'm priced fairly, right? So let's say the comp is $5 on eBay. I got a car comp for $5, and you offer me $4 for it because I don't got to pay eBay fees. Well, you don't got to pay taxes, or wait for or pay shipping, or wait to get to you. So why not pay the $5? My rule when I go to shows, if I can get the card now for last comp plus shipping, I am probably not going to try to negotiate hard. I think that's fair.
We train technology to take advantage of our natural physiological reactions. Seems super dark and dangerous to me. I always lean on this, Tom, and people that are here regularly know this. Self control is the most important thing that you can practice. Self control is only going to be controlled by self. There are people out here every day in every aspect of life. You earn your money. Somebody's trying to take your money. So, um, the thing that I have established over time, and it's pretty much bona fide, is if you watch the sport, you kind of eliminate a lot of this. You don't really worry about certain things. Like when I first heard what repacks were, that doesn't even come up on my radar. I understand why it is there. I understand why it's a growth engine in the hobby. I get all that, but it doesn't. It's not a part of my stratosphere.
I mean, if you come into the hobby and you're spending money without doing research, I cannot feel sorry for you for getting taken advantage of.
That's a large part of the hobby, Big John.
I can't feel sorry for you.
Like we talk about.
If you're 16 years or older, cannot feel sorry for you to not Google something, ask questions, figure it out.
Well, how would you explain that people buying JJ McCarthy?
You're prospect. You're guessing.
No, you're guessing. You're not even prospecting with that. There are certain players that you're not even prospecting. You're just straight down the water slide.
FD, you're prospecting. The people that draft them.
But Big John, every young player is not a prospect, Big John.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Every draft pick is a prospect.
Zach Wilson is not a prospect.
He was a prospect.
Not a prospect. Kyle Trask is not a prospect. He's not.
He was.
He is not.
Every player that gets drafted is a prospect.
No, they're not. This is why people have problems. Just because somebody said, I'm drafting that guy is not a prospect.
Yes, he is a prospect. Somebody can speak.
He is not.
He wouldn't make it to the NFL,
yes,
NBA.
He would. Somebody made a decision that has nothing to do with the decision I'm making.
Right.
That person is not a prospect.
Time out. We're going to agree we need some nuance. Right? Time out. Every person that gets drafted into a league is a prospect.
They are not.
Yes, it is.
No,
Whether they're a good prospect
no,
or
Big
not,
John. They're not a prospect. When you are
This
drafting people, no, Big John. When you're drafting people, you have so many positions you have to fill. You have to fill. That doesn't make that person a prospect.
And the people that are in charge of filling those positions, I fill them with people they think is the best.
And Big John, when they're fired for not doing their job correctly, do you find out about it? No. Is that on ESPN? No. No one talks about that. When that baseball person that goes to the minors is supposed to be looking for talent, and they're letting people go by and other teams are grabbing them, do you know when they lose their job? When they don't know what they're talking about? You don't know that. So these people are not prospects. They are there at the time to get drafted, to be signed, to fill this roster spot or to get this ball rolling. That's why you have guys who are in the minors for 15 years. Did someone do their job on that person?
Yeah,
no. That 15-year-old minor leaguer is not a prospect. It's not.
No, he's no longer a prospect. He is what he is in 15 years.
This is exactly why people in this hobby have problems. Because they assume that because Tampa Bay Buccaneers drafted this person, that this is someone of interest when they are not. And if you watch them play, you can tell this person cannot play football. They are not a prospect.
Yeah, but again, if you don't do your own research,
when you go to the national, or you go to any of these large shows, there's over 75% of the people in there that don't know shit about how to evaluate this player.
Okay, but is it the team's fault? Is it the hobby fault? Or is it the person who's they're going to put money into JJ McCarthy without watching them play fault that they're putting money into JJ McCarthy? It's the person's fault.
No, it's everybody you just named.
Then why are we watching sports and collecting cards?
Is everyone you just named. The same person who evaluated Ken Griffey Jr. and brought him into the Mariners is not the same person that's over here with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. That is not the same individual. So that individual
with the same person that scouted Ken Griffey Jr. also was wrong about 20, 30 other prospects too. He just
we don't know that, right. We don't know that. I do not. Who is that person? What's that person's name? I don't know. So I can't make a blanket statement.
I can make a blanket statement because do you know of any scout that has been 100% right?
I do know a scout. I know scouts personally that have got shit right and never scouted again. They went into early retirement. Seriously. When you get something like that right, you're done. You're not back out here looking at Joe Blow from some school in St. Louis. You are now bona fide. You're gone.
Listen.
And this is what I talk about. People out here think that this is some kind of game, and because somebody said that this is a player, they're not a player.
We disagree on Bo Nix, right?
Yeah, but last year he had as many yards throwing and touchdowns as Patrick Mahomes. So he's not JJ McCarthy. He has shown himself.
Because he played last year. JJ McCarthy didn't play because of injury.
Okay,
so JJ McCarthy.
Can watch JJ McCarthy.
Right. So, but that means JJ McCarthy is still a prospect. We get to watch and see. He's not.
Hey, John, he's not a prospect. What is a prospect? What's the definition of a prospect? What does that word mean? What is that? Just because you put on a helmet and shoulder pads and somebody drafted you or you run out on the field, you're a prospect? No.
Hey, definition of a prospect: a person regarded as likely to succeed.
No, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. That's the definition of a prospect. That is not J.J. McCarthy. That was not Zach Wilson. That is not Kyle Trask. We could go on and on and on. These people are not prospects.
Just because you don't believe that he's likely to succeed doesn't mean he's not a prospect.
Big John. Come on,
we
bro.
don't disagree.
You think everybody that's drafted is likely to succeed? That's what you think?
No.
So that means they're not a prospect. They filled a role. They came through. They filled a role for that team, and then we're moving on. Next year, somebody else will. So, Mr. Irrelevant in every year's draft, you think that person's a prospect? No. There has to be a final person in the draft. We can't end this draft unless someone is drafted, but they're not a prospect.
Okay. We disagree.
So you think 199 guys in an NFL draft are all prospects every year?
Yeah. And they all get fizzled out. Either good or a bad prospect.
They're not even there for that purpose. They're not even there for that purpose. There are guys that will get drafted, come to camp, and go straight to the practice squad or get cut. There are people that have no chance of making this team after they get drafted. Zero. They're not a prospect. And this happens on every team every year. Right now, last week we had 94 players.
If Shador gets cut and goes to the practice squad, he's not a prospect.
If Shador gets cut, he's a prospect because he will be signed by another team. Shiloh Sanders.
How do you, the same person who was basically inspired to fall to the 5th round, you cannot blankly say he will be picked up by another team.
He will be picked up. Shiloh Sanders is the person that's not a prospect. He will probably be on the practice squad or cut and may not ever be picked up.
Brennan, I disagree with FD every week on something. I ain't worried about
That's cool. But, bro, I live and follow sports, bro.
I do too.
I know when guys are getting drafted, they're not looked at as a prospect.
But for the purpose of this conversation, right? We've only seen J.J. McCarthy play in college.
Okay.
Right? So we get to see him this year play in the NFL.
There are some of us.
Now, Tom
there are some of us that can look at a player early and say that motherfucker right there is trash. I don't care what ESPN says. I don't care what Fox Sports says. I don't care what anybody says. Zach Wilson, from the time he ran onto a field, was trash. I don't care how many games he started. I don't care how many games he got fired. They were trash.
I said Caleb Williams was trash last year. You know it. I looked at his footwork. I get it.
But Caleb Williams is by far better and in a better position than many people that are drafted every year. Hundreds of people that are drafted every year.
So Tom had the statement of the night. Bronny Jr. not a prospect. I agree with that statement.
He's not a prospect.
I agree with that statement.
Okay, but he was drafted.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
And if he wasn't such a person that we know who he is, he wouldn't even be in that position. But he is not a prospect.
But my point is, so you said everybody's not a prospect. You cannot guarantee that somebody else will pick up Shador if he gets to the practice.
Shador will be picked up. Shador will be picked up. Shiloh will not.
They should. Every inkling says that he should get, but that's not 100% guaranteed. I said this earlier.
If anybody's watching football, Shador Sanders getting picked
up. Okay, but you just said these same people that watch the football can't evaluate talent to draft people.
No, I said every team. No, I said every team that's out there has a history and a track record of not being a good assessors of talent. There are many teams that will never win, never get to the playoffs, haven't been there in 30 years. They don't assess talent well. So even if they draft somebody, what is that really saying? If they hire a coach, I just said to somebody the other day, if you look at the Cleveland Browns, everybody in their front office has done nothing. Everybody that sat down, their GM went to Harvard. He's done nothing in football. Everybody that sat down and said, okay, this is who Shedeur Sanders is, they've all done nothing.
Nothing.
So if they evaluate him as a fifth round, who cares? They are sixth round, seventh round coaches. They're 10th round front office.
Okay, so what about the other 29 teams that let them fall to the fifth round?
Did they have? So if they let him fall, there's no guarantee, Big John, that any of those teams even evaluated him. Let's not think that every team is evaluating every player. That does not happen.
I mean,
Only the teams that think they're going to.
A player that was top 5 on 90% of everybody's board. Then other teams to give
We
him
don't know that, Big John. We don't know he was.
It's a lot of things that we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know the truth why he does to the fifth round.
We don't know that.
We know.
And we don't know if every team even evaluated him. Watch film on him.
No.
Talk to Colorado coaches about him.
What we do know is the NFL owners will collude. We do know that for a fact. It's been proven they just tried to collude with the Deshaun Watson contract and the Lamar Jackson contract. And we know they colluded against Colin Kaepernick, right? So we do know that for 100 fact that the NFL owners could collude to not have Shedeur picked up.
So if that is 100% the case, though, why would Cleveland draft?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we do know they can do that. They're not above it. That's why I say it's not 100%. If he gets picked up another team,
The NFL,
he will be picked up by another team.
I hope so. I believe he would. He should. But what I would say is that the only sport I believe you should prospect card wise in is baseball.
But why do you say that? People say that. Why do you say that?
because it's more out there.
Because you can prospect for as cheap or expensive as you comfortable with, right? And nobody has to hit the same year. It could be 3 to 5 years before prospect.
But you know the NBA is going like that too. There are players that you won't know about for 3 to 5 years in the NBA.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they're still you still prospecting
in the NBA because they play right away, so their values.
Yeah, you still prospecting though.
As much as people are gonna tell you you should have got Jesus Made in last year's Bowman.
Who?
Right? There's going to be 3 or 4 people who come up in 2027 that if you got their cards, you're going to make money off of. You're going to be able to sell it. You're going to be able to buy a card today, a refractor auto for $10 today, right? And when they get up in 3 years, be able to sell it $50 to $100 raw or more.
No.
You just have to grade it.
That's how you prospect.
Right? And that's
how you prospect.
That has happened regularly over the past 5 to 10 years with baseball. I think when you talk about the Cal Trask, the Jacob Easons, the Spencer Rattlers, the Zach Wilsons, you have product season to make money off of. That, right? You in baseball prospecting, it is a long-term game and a long-term outlook you have to have. Right? For every Juan Soto, Julio Rodriguez, Jackson Merrill, Jackson Churio, and what's the other? Jacob Mizorowski.
Yeah.
Right. So this time last year, this summer, you could have bought a Jacob Mizorowski to $250 non-auto first Bowman for $25. right?
Mm-hmm.
Graded it and sold it for 350 during when he came up. You in baseball, go for as you can go for as little money you're comfortable with or as much money as you're comfortable with. And you're going if people say, well, what about Wander Franco? Well, guess what? When Wander Franco got to the majors, if you sold him at call up, whatever happened afterward didn't matter to you because you did what your plan was. You bought him preseason, you bought him spring or when he came out, sold him when he got made to the team. His off the court issues don't matter unless you were trying to long term hurt him thinking he's going to be the next Ken Griffey Jr. We know in the hobby that once you turn greatness, your card value goes down. If you don't have the hype train behind you, I want to say great. Once you turn good, your card value comes down. When you have because of the hype train, as long as you have a hype train around you, you're good. But once you become Mookie Betts, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani is in the greatness category, right? You got to remember, there's a time when you could have bought an Aaron Judge first Bowman auto for $3,
Yep, they were very cheap.
right? So that's what I mean. If you're trying to prospect in basketball and in football, it's not to a point where you can do that and really see your money. You will see your money back without being right 75% of the time.
I would, to me, I say that most of what people are talking about won't pan out. So if you're looking at a sport and you have some indicators of how someone should play that sport to be successful, no matter what other people are saying, if you think independently, you will still find those prospects, those real prospects, if it's in baseball, football, or basketball. But baseball just has a bunch of guys that are cheap price and you can purchase them, but you don't know if any of these people are going to pan out.
I mean, for that was so any
I get
sport
in late
though.
on Otani and Josh Allen, but still making decent money on all eBay, bought and sold, need to grade. So I understand, but I don't know if it's the smartest route to sure money. I just ask people, when you sit and look at a player, do you usually watch film on that position of that player? Do you know what you're looking for when you're looking at that player to see if that player is good, decent, gonna be great?
Yes.
What are you looking at?
Yes.
What is a person looking at? When you see a quarterback drop back and his footwork is different on a handoff than a pass, if he doesn't clean that up, he's not going to be a good quarterback. If you see a quarterback drop back and he's eyeballing to the right and he throws to the right, not going to be a good quarterback unless he tightens that up. If you see a quarterback throw when he's throwing a long ball, his mechanics are totally different than he throwing a 15-yard out. That's not going to be a good quarterback.
Let me type in here, chat.
These are bona fide attributes,
Mm-hmm.
but we still think that doesn't matter. He's going to be okay.
Like I will tell you right now for 100% certainty, while everybody's talking about schemes and everybody talking about Tariq Skubal, they're missing Cade Hort on the Cubs,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
we talk about a guy that can go up to 50, to go up to 100 on his fastball,
Mm-hmm.
and who's got good command, who's going 5 6 innings, and after the All Star break, his 0.7 the ERA starts with a zero after the All Star break,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So you so you can't tell me that when you look at the Cy Young winners in Tariq Skubal, Paul Skeens, that he doesn't have a trajectory going on with them, and nobody's thinking of him right now. That's
Mr. Waxout says high prospects are good for flipping. Bona fide. If you have educated belief in prospect, maybe hang on to it. And this is when the hold aspect comes in. Actually hold the card. Which a lot of people I've heard tell me in person, man, that's boring. Why would I hold? Well, I would think that if you have an exceptional player, why wouldn't you?
We also don't want to hold too long, right? That's hold too long.
But what is too long?
That's the hard part to figure out.
What is too long? Because I always go back to, if I held the 52 mana, I'm still holding.
Yeah, if you were holding Juan Franco right now, you held him for too long. If you were holding Jason Dominguez right now, you hold him for too long. You know, a lot of people forget they let you buy the cards back.
Yeah, but okay, let's look at Jason Dominguez. What did he ever do that you saw in a game that made you think this guy's about to be that dude?
I mean, that was all hype.
All hype. That he's the poster child for the hype train. And this is what we're getting at. Now, some people thought Jason Dominguez was a prospect. I never saw him do anything. He hit some home runs that looked impressive. And we get into this, man, he looks like he's been in the gym in the off season. Did Hank Aaron look like that? Did Willie Mays look like that? Did Roberto Clemente look like that? Andre Dawson look like that?
What were people saying about Aaron Judge before Aaron Judge came up?
I don't know.
I don't even remember.
Mm. I do know he was a skinnier guy with a height on him. More people were talking about Giancarlo Stanton than Aaron Judge. We first started content.
Giancarlo Stanton.
Aaron Judge mini rookie card in the dollar band box.
Mm-hmm.
It's a $125 card in the under 25 box. And I turned to G and was like, somebody's slipping. That's just a huge gap between the reality of sports and how people are analyzing sports and what people are talking about with Anthony Richardson. There's a huge gap. And that gap is always going to be there. I don't think anybody can close that gap. We could offer training classes. We could watch film and go through. And my background is different because I played a sport and I watch film. So now I sit and watch gameplay film over and over and over and over and over again. I watch game after game to see is this dude for real? Is this young lady for real?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at Audra Wilson, do you see anything like that in the WNBA?
Asia.
No. And you won't.
Asia.
Until there's another bona fide generational player that comes along. Mid-range tight, off glass tight, post moves, can shoot the three, grabbing rebounds, will play defense, and does not get tired.
LaPeach Collier?
And she had the funniest comment the other day.
What you got? Something from Tom?
You didn't see a post game after that win?
Oh yeah, when she said, "Oh yeah, I saw that."
Like trying to force a fart. I get shit.
But she also knows I'm balling out, and people are not going to talk about me the way they do other players.
No, yeah.
They're not going to do it.
I don't think she cares that much about.
She doesn't. I don't think she. No, she doesn't seem to be.
But that's all the players that came on the Don, right? You don't see Aaliyah Boston trying to be in the news. You don't see Cadoza trying to be in the news stuff. We're trying just to ball out.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to ball out, get our game right.
Cadoza's gotten in better shape.
I,
getting the post game ready. She's putting in
I,
work.
I
That's
was
a player
wondering.
right there. When we talk about 3 to 5 years
Yeah,
from first year, she's going to be a
When
different
she
player.
played
I'm
overseas,
wondering
I
why.
knew.
Um,
I knew she found out, and she young
Ozzy
too.
in China with Curry and
You
not
wonder about
Malaysia.
who? About who?
Well, Ozzy is in China with Curry for the Curry camp, but not Malaysia for Wiley. And you know how I think highly of Malaysia,
But for
right?
Wiley, does her seems to does her she does her own thing.
Yeah, but she's also the first woman signed to his brand
I agree.
with a shoe. So
Yeah.
why is she not out there? But you see her attitude. You see her coach her having coachability issues with
Yeah.
Don.
And Curry's not gonna tell that story.
I know. And
It's not,
you see her if you watch the highlight of the the, the pre-Olympic games, the tournaments they're playing for the 3-on-3 tournament. You see her game is so much freer
mhm.
in that 3-on-3 style that she gets to play. She gets to be the ball handler
That's what she wants.
That's what she
and the
want.
show off type player that she wants to be.
Yes. That's what she wants. When you're in a tournament making up shots, and you think you're at Rucker in a tournament, we'll see how her career goes. I wish her the best. But when you walk away from a legendary coach who was one of the best point guards ever played the game, it says something.
So,
I
so
don't know. I think
Tom
she just
started
wanted.
about holding one of Frank's long.
I just think she
Holding,
wanted more freedom, but
I think, especially holding an expensive card, all depends on what your personal finances are at that time.
See, I always I go back to who is the player
hmm
and what are they doing when you
But,
watch them.
but I agree. But
We can't build this thing right playing hot potato. There's some
no,
things
you
there's some things that you buy that should never be sold anytime soon. I mean,
we do it
yeah.
all the time.
But if you were garage selling and you saw a 52 mantle and you and the owner wasn't sure was it a replica or was it real, you paid $20 for it. You decide you want to grade it. It graded back to a PSA 8 and now worth 700-800 figures. If you're fine financially, right? If you yourself are fine financially, and it's not you FDB, you anybody, you're fine financially where you are, you're probably holding that card till it goes up or till you need it. Now, if you got some debt or some bills, or you just want to, free up, you want to be able to free up some money or live a make some life changes, taking that couple thousand now, that the value of the money today now, you may take the opportunity, right?
well, so that's every asset though. There's you can sell your stocks. You can cash out your 401k. You could
hmm
So,
that's always there.
so I think with valuable stuff, especially valuable stuff of a player you're not connected to, right?
Hmm.
So just like it's hard for you to just get rid of a Curry or a Shea with just getting money back for it. It'll be hard for me to get rid of a high end Montez Ford or a high end Roman Reigns or a high end Kobe
Hmm.
White because
Yeah,
I'm attached to those players and those figures.
yeah.
But if I hit you know a one-on-one factor Rhea Ripley, that's graded and flip it. Give me the money. You go to the home that you like, so I can do some other things I want to do in my actual life. You know,
I get it. It's all
sometimes
this
you
is what
can't
a
be
conversation.
cardboard rich and you can't be cardboard rich and cash poor.
You could be.
Okay,
You can't.
you can't. You could be, but you can't. Right?
But this is why some people lease cars. This is why some people buy cars.
Yeah.
Some people I know that buy cars every 2 or 3 years. They're gonna move that car. Some people are holding on to that car for 10 years. It's all out here for us. But I always ask people, you're enjoying if you're flipping, especially you have something magnificent come by your face. You're enjoying a small life cycle of that product.
hmm
Just like that, what is that? That Jordan LeBron card, that 101, the logo man. A guy sold it for $5,000. So that's a $5.2 million car.
Mm.
So he enjoyed a small life cycle of that car, and that's cool. I'm trying to get more on that other side, especially if I see something that is just really, really, really good.
There's a. I'm at the point right now that I'll sell most of them not attached to, right?
Okay.
What?
Knowing
What
that I can buy
attaches you? What attaches you to a car?
how much I like the car, the player, the
For,
person, like I said, like
for
the
me,
car.
it's
Or the
just
PC?
a level of greatness. If
It's a
you
level of
are
great,
if you
but
are a great legendary player, it's hard for me to move that car.
also I buy cars with their with the end result in mind.
So do
I'm
I.
buying cars I plan to grade and flip. I'm
Hmm.
buying cars that I plan
Hmm.
to grade and keep.
Hmm.
It's not like
I'm flipping.
so once I did this, and the hardest thing that I'm finding, every card I got back but two is a pop three or lower.
There you go.
Do you
Yeah.
know how hard it is to comp when there's
Oh, it's
no
very
other
hard.
copy?
But Big John, the more it's hard to comp, the more you win.
Yep.
Like that's the bird to 25. I could not find another super of any other year to 25
Mm-hmm.
to comp it to. I
Yep.
just put it up on eBay for $500 and let's see what happens.
Hmm.
I don't think I find it hard being more than that, right? And I thought it was funny the day I put it up, the day she got a statue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I haven't seen any of her card that wasn't the one that sells for like 1,000.
Hmm.
So it's like I put up 500 to see what happens. And if nothing happens,
See
I'm
what
okay with keeping it
see what the market
for
is.
now. But
Yeah.
See what the market is right
Yes.
now.
To me, the more I can't find a cop, the happier I am.
Yep.
I'm happy, but it's just so
I love pop. I love pop ones.
because it's just so hard to sell. Like,
I love pop ones.
I can't find a comp. I'm not gonna risk putting it on a 99 at auction.
Hmm.
Right? I'm not willing to risk that. At least not off the bat, right? Not off the bat. We'll put it in buy now, offer, let it sit. And
But let
but
me ask you a question. Let me just ask you a question. Everything we've talked about tonight pertains to the hobby and cars. And you see anybody making content like that?
no,
But I walk up and I know people, and I walk up to certain tables at a show, and this is the conversation. Everything that we've talked about right here, this is what we're talking about standing right there at the show. But you're not going to see anybody making content on it.
like yeah, like right now, that Super doesn't sell before EC3 Con in September. I'm gonna take the EC3 Con. I know at least three WNBA people who can give me a better idea of what it should be comped at, and I'll
Yep,
go back over that. If not, just buy it right there, make me offer right then and there.
that's right. Now, those people know the market, they know that player, and they know the rarity of that card, and they will respect it.
Mm-hmm.
You just found your market, or at least part of it.
Yep.
Yeah, but again,
Lewis
I have
Hamilton.
an exit strategy in
Hmm.
mind.
Oh, I didn't
And
know it's
that's
that
the
late.
biggest
I'm
thing
gonna
this
go.
year is sticking.
I should get
I
on
was
the
gonna talk about
game tonight.
if y'all have not gotten the repetitive research plan,
That's right.
exit, research.
But yeah, I gotta go. It's getting a little late. I appreciate everybody hanging on with me tonight. You know what I'm saying? A little snippet and everything. Dang, I didn't know it was that late. Get the road in the morning. Do a little stuff on here. So shout out to everybody that's on here right now. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Definitely help the channel out. It's in my hair. Jeez Louise. Okay. But yeah, like I said, shout out to everybody that's on here right now. And podcast come out tomorrow. I'm out of here.